Have you ever asked yourself whether online digital art can actually improve your work? Or are they just a scam to drain your commission money? So, in this special video, I'm gonna take one of the colossal best-selling class and find the real answer. I'll break down everything I learned from syagamu-sensei course, and at the end of the video, I'll put it into task to see if amateur like me can really turn my old illustration to a real masterpiece. My first impression of this class is there's a lot of video. There are 43 videos around 30 minutes each, and every video has a different topic. I think I'll just sum it up into 3 lessons I learned from all those videos. Let's start with the most important one, croquis. Yes, it's actually pronounced like that, and even when I first heard about the word croquis, I thought it was some kind of fruit drawing exercise. I think croquis is the best training method if you want to draw an object. Like, you just need to sketch it in the most effective and precise way using reference. My master plan is to draw 3 or more croquis every day for 10 days straight. I thought I was already become that artist because, you see, my first attempt was completely destroyed by my last attempt. I also set a time limit because syagamu-sensei said our brains work more efficiently when there's a time limit. And the croquis is not only work for human proportions, you can try doing other croquis like face proportions, buildings, and even some random objects. Yes, it's a sneaky step because I never see digital artists use this step in their workflow. syagamu-sensei calls it the thumbnail step, where you color your piece roughly right after sketching. However, this step must be adjusted with how you render your work. For me, it works like this. Add a multiply layer for shadows, then color dots for lights, add an overlay layer to boost the saturations, finally tone curve to get a more balanced and dramatic color. And if the composition is wrong or there's something that you don't like, you can go ahead and fix it in this step because it's still rough. Look at this piece. At the first glance, maybe nothing seems wrong, but notice these awkward areas. Some of the object outlines are collide and overlap, making the illustrations feel cramped and unbalanced. So to fix this, we can simply move objects to fill empty space. Just look how smart syagamu-sensei moved the lamp to balance it with the character. Here's another quick example. I found 2 problems here. The first one is, where does the other hand go? Shouldn't the canvas be wider so that the right hand can fit? The second problem is, the character is cut at the joint. syagamu-sensei mentioned in one of her lessons that if you finish an illustration with a cut-off joint, it'll leave a strange and unnatural impressions, so it's a better idea to widen the canvas to fix that. Now finally we hit the most exciting part because we'll try to fix these old illustrations I made before joining syagamu-sensei's class and see if I can turn it into something completely stunning and different. So what I first noticed is the face proportions is actually so bad. And to fix it, I draw several quick croquis from different POVs. The idea is to make her face as the main focus point. I think this one looked the best because, you see, the old illustrations had no focus point, so people don't really know where to look. Is it the flower with the weird values, the ear that has the darkest values, or maybe even the frog-looking eyes? Since the main focus is the eyes, I have to be careful not to cover them with the hair or anything else. I also changed the background to match the perspective. And the reason I chose this beautiful flower is because in the anime, the blue moon flower is something Fairen cannot show to female. In the other words, the flower has a story and we added that story into this piece. Now we move to the sneaky step. If you're drawing seriously or doing a commission, you don't have to make big changes as long as you draw based on the thumbnail that approved by the client. In other words, it becomes clearer what you should find and draw. Now for the line art, I think we will just skip this step since line art isn't always that necessary, and also for my mental health safeness. For the coloring step, it's literally quite same as the rendering step, where you detail everything according to the thumbnail that you made. But again, this step really depends on how you render your artwork. Every artist has their own different way to do it. But I do want to highlight one point that I think it's super important. Notice how I rendered this area with way more detail than the rest? That's because I want to guide the viewer's eyes straight to these spots. I also intentionally made the flower on Fairen's hat having a slightly darker in values, so it still pops even though it's sitting in a bright area. Next is my favorite step because it's the easiest step, but it can definitely make your art look like it's finished by a pro artist. The finishing step. syagamu-sensei advice is not to make major changes and stick to the thumbnail. So I like to start by adding chromatic aberrations and lens blur to maximize the focus, then tone curve for more dramatic result, and finally a noise texture for more artistic look. You see, I definitely prefer this version over my old piece, but the real question is, Does syagamu-sensei class really help me to reach that god level artist? The answer is yes. When you feel like you're really stuck improving your art, you'll need a fresh perspective. And I highly recommend this class for beginner or even intermediates who are really serious about learning digital art. Oh, and I'll share the speedpaint and clip or PSD file of these illustrations for free in the descriptions, only for those who are serious about improving their art. Don't worry, because you can sign up for Syagamu class or other Colossal classes for way much cheaper using the coupons in the description. Good luck, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye.